Girls, I stand accused of doubting them just a little too much. And I hope, oh Lord, I sure enough hope that it's not a crime. You know why? Tequila? Because I'm guilty. I doubted them. Hey, YouTube. Tequila, Tennessee, Heartstring, Itzy, Tiffany Storm. How y'all doing on today? Happy Friday. Lord, this Trump is even coming after Temu. Well, I feel inspired to talk about that today. How y'all doing? Little couple people coming on here. Come on in the room, honey. Come on in this room. Oh. Anyway, so the new news is these companies are beginning to be affected now. These Chinese importers, who I have to say that, I think I had some ignorant thoughts about these companies, these Chinese importers, where you go on to Temu. People told me about it a few months ago. In fact, this watch here is from Temu, and I don't think it costs $20. It's come up in like $15 or something like that. But it's just like other watches that I bought from Amazon or somewhere, right? They all battery operated, so it doesn't have to be a high quality. It's just a fashion watch, right? So anyway, I went over there for that, and I saw all these products on Temu, and I said, this has got to be some kind of scam. How in the hell you have razors, electric razors that I pay $90 for here? How in the hell are they going to be on there for $15? Right? Or you'll see clothing on there. They had so much stuff on Temu. I said, oh no, this has got to be cheap junk. It has to be. This has got to be dollar store quality stuff that they're shipping in bulk. So I got something from there. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was another watch and the band was delivered broken, or the band was not attached. Something a normal person could put together themselves. So I turned to them, right? And now I see that Temu and Shein are all in the news, right? Because of apparently they were a thriving business, and a lot of people were buying these items, and they really were. They wasn't too good to be true. You would see blenders on there, blenders on over here, $69.99. On Temu, it was like I don't know, $8, but it was real. And now Trump, like everything else, has fucked it up. So these we're just using these two for examples. These two companies are going to have to raise their prices. They're going to be the same thing they were on Amazon. And then just recently, we learned that a lot of these ladies' handbags for $20,000, $25,000 are made in the same places as the ones that were knockoffs. Correct. So a lot of things are being exposed about this retail stuff. But that is heartbreaking to think that I missed opportunities. I should have been buying everything on there. If they're why not? That doesn't mean that it's necessarily cheap, because then when you start looking at other things in your house, you say, well, this was made in China too. They just let you know that these were Chinese retailers, but the other stuff that you use, anything you pick up, is also made in China. There is no difference. So I maybe I missed an opportunity. Have y'all been shopping at these places? Plus, you can just sit at your computer. That's why retail is having such a hard time. You can sit at your computer and order all this stuff. Right? Now, there are drawbacks for me from shopping online. There are drawbacks, things that are not always what they appear. But it looks like many of the products that are on there are just as good as the products that we're buying in the stores. What y'all think? What y'all think? I know you had to think one thing. Whatever you feel about Temu and Shein, You know, they had this, people stigmatize stuff. Oh, it's all cheap. So everything else is all cheap too. Just because we get it over here and we put a big markup on it doesn't mean that it's better, right? I guess a lot of rich people, they have certain feelings about paying more money for stuff, so they feel like the more they mark it up, then the more people want it, right? Like all this designer shit. How can a pair of blue jeans cost $200, girl? It's the same amount of fabric and yarn as a $20 pair of jeans, correct? But America's always been fascinated with this labels kind of stuff, so their labels will be a little different. I'm curious to know what y'all think about all this, though. He's affecting absolutely everything in our supermarkets. Remember when Donald Trump came into office, I had been complaining for 2 years about how high everything was. It started getting high when they had COVID, but COVID is gone. So why couldn't the president have made it a point to go back and get these retailers to roll back the prices to pre-COVID? It doesn't seem like it'd be the most impossible thing to do. Instead, he goes and changed the whole goddamn world with his stupid ass idea about tariffs. So nobody can do business. Like we are all getting ripped off because they were making a profit. Why shouldn't they make a profit? Why shouldn't you get the goods and services that you want? What is Trump's interest in all that? He don't give a fuck about America. So you have to ask, why is he so obsessed with getting money out of people? Oh, they're ripping us off. We can get more money than that. We can get more. We can get more money than that. We're going to be rich. We're going to get out. This obsession with getting over Donald Trump is killing us. It is. Happy Friday, Heartstring. Tiffany, I'm voting for you to go on American Idol. American Idol, baby. I'll wear their asses out. I can just see them now. It's horrible. Now I'm wishing that I would have bought more stuff from Shein. Well, I never bought anything from Shein, but I did discover the Temu, and I just thought it was too good to be true. The items that on there, the prices were so low that I said, well, this has got to be junk. Right? This has got to be, but you can get all kind of stuff on there. You can even get your sex toys on Temu at a greatly discounted price, right? All your housewares, everything you can get on Amazon, pretty much you can get it on Temu, and for a third of the price. So now, what they gonna add these tariffs? The tariffs are more than the actual item was costing us. It ain't gonna be no cheaper than Amazon, and it starts tonight. What is this shit? What does he hope to accomplish? Still no talk about impeaching his ass. I think that's just so dumb. Why can't they impeach him and stop this bleeding? If he's not going to stop this retarded ass idea about all these tariffs and how everybody's getting ripped off and all this bullshit, child, get rid of him before he does any more harm. He's harmed you're going to pay $5,000 more for your car if you buy one. If anyone can get one over here, because they can't get the goddamn parts, and the parts cost so much when they get here, they got to raise the damn price $10,000 to $15,000 per car. That fool over there, Musk, who's finally leaving, he's realizing, honey, these people have cost him billions and billions of dollars. Right? He's over thinking, Donald Trump's gonna take care of me. It's different between us. Ain't no shit different between Donald Trump. And then they got to start wondering, why are you doing this, Trump? You don't give a fuck about no poor people. Why are you worried about who buys something on Shein? What all this what are you gonna do with all this money that you're grabbing from everywhere? Like America was so poor. Oh, we were doing so bad. Oh, they've been ripping us off. No, we were the richest, most powerful country in the world. What the fuck are you talking about? You just got to go in there and prove that your harebrained schemes and ideas mean something? It doesn't. Everybody's suffering. Everybody's suffering, including the rich ones that you went in there to try to get their taxes cut. You're hurting them as well, because I don't know how much taxes they're paying, but they're losing trillions of dollars in the stock market. People's 401ks, they've been working their whole goddamn life. You don't give a shit. You tell them to buy $2. Oh, maybe this year they just get $2 instead of $30. But you shouldn't have been buying your children $30, Donald Trump. Because you say that so casually, right? So you're basically saying that the people should their children should suffer behind your tariffs. So you think that you're getting over now? We're getting all the money. We're getting all the money, except there's no money coming in. They showed us the pictures of all these goddamn ships parked in China. Like we weren't doing them no goddamn favor. Shit. We're buying and selling products, honey, which is what it should be. Your ass done read something from the 1800s, girl, and you want to go back to the 1800s. What's going on, Justin? How you doing? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That's right. Hi, Frazier. Frazier Lori. I have a beautiful Temu dress for today. Right. People say, oh, it's going to be cheap. That's why I don't buy that. What do you need to be expensive for? That's just the way they brainwashed us to think we need all these labels and all this shit. Why do you need to pay $300 for the same dress you can get for $19.99? Why? Because the truth of the matter is, after you get this dress, you're not going to keep on wearing that dress. By the time it wears out, you go get something else. If it's reasonably priced, you just go get you a new dress. You can get new dresses all the time, honey. Girl, if you ain't paying that much for them, you can just wear them for a few times. A lot of people got so much shit in their closets, honey, that they've worn once or twice. Oh, I've already been seen in that. I've already been seen in that. So why has it got to be all this? I learned something way back in high school. My mother was dating the man she is married to now. They've been married, I think, for something like 48 years. But back in high school, this is long before the current fad of wearing all these expensive chains and things. And he had this expensive chain around his neck. And I said, man, how did you afford that? It was a heavy gold chain. We're talking about in the 70s, right? I said, how in the fuck you afford that? He said, oh, this is just gold plated. Or whatever it was, gold plated. It didn't cost very much money at all. I said, damn, you wearing junk? He said, what difference does it make? By the time it turns green, I'll buy something else, right? I don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars of something that's going to be out of style in 3 years. I'll just buy something else. Anyway, so I might have missed a lot of opportunities on Temu. Some stuff was cheap, but there are there's a lot of things you can buy that are cheap. There's no reason for them to be expensive. Whole lot of they had pretty much everything on there. Anyway, that company's changing, so he's going to destroy that company, destroy Shein. He's already been making major moves on Amazon, where he got Bezos over there kissing his ass because Bezos wanted to display how much the tariffs he was putting on stuff and why the prices were going up so dramatically. All to pay tariff. Where did the tariffs go to, Donald Trump? Exactly. You said you cutting all these trillions of dollars from the budget, right? And you got this scheme. You're gonna get all this money from every country in the world. What are you gonna do with the money, Donald Trump? Why are you taking away the money? If we're in such a hard shape and we need the money so badly, why are you destroying commerce in America? It doesn't make any sense. It's a harebrained scheme. And somebody needs to be in there and tell your ass, hey, listen, that doesn't make any sense at all, Donald Trump. Every time they speak up, then he wants to cancel their ass. Now he wants to take all the tax money from Harvard. How long have we heard that Harvard was the best school in America? If you are a Harvard graduate, how many presidents come out of Harvard? How many senators come out of Harvard, right? All of these successful people, how many of them come out of Harvard, right? And so you want to go over there and attack and run Harvard. We all know that your education ain't shit by the way you speak. Correct? But you want control of that as well. And he wants control of what we see because he cutting the taxes for PBS. A reliable source of news, correct? Because they are speaking negatively about him. No, Donald Trump, they're not speaking negatively about you. They're just telling the truth. This is what's happening. Jeez, and they're going to stick to this bullshit. They should have had a clause in there. And I think it's called, what do you call it? Something 25, not Project 25. Is that other thing? It's Amendment 25 or something like that, where if you are crazy, you are incompetent, they can remove you from office. They could do this because you had a physical problem. They could do this because you have a mental problem. It's time for them to enact that and get him the hell out of there. I don't think any more lessons need to be learned from Donald Trump. You want to take a goddamn reality star who you know is a confirmed liar, who you've caught lying thousands and thousands and thousands of times. You've caught him being an immoral person who sexually abuses women. You've caught him with 35 felony arrests and convictions. You have done nothing to him considering any of the things, all the business practices he's had, right? All the people he's ripped off all these years. You haven't done anything to him, and you're going to make him the goddamn president, right? That makes the whole country look like a bunch of fools. Them people are so tied to their hatred and bigotry that they'll put anybody in there. This is all in response to our first black president. That's when this fool comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden now you got a bigot running for president. They're taking over. They're taking over. We got to get rid of them. You have a beautiful Temu dress on today. People ain't got to know your business, child. They just came out with the story and saying, girl, all these y'all been paying all this damn money for these. The purses that you're buying are no better than the purses that you're paying. I mean, the ones you're paying a lot of money for are no better than the ones that are knockoffs. And they're selling at the goddamn swap meet. I mean, the good ones, there are various qualities, right? There are countries where you can go. See, the thing about, I just know men don't wear a lot of jewelry, right? So for men, this big thing is about watches, correct? But watches, watch at a Rolex watch costs you $35,000. I mean, what is the point behind paying 30? What are there little diamonds in the workings of the thing, which nobody will ever see? I don't understand it. Even if the motherfucker is solid gold, there's no reason you can put that much equipment into a watch when you can build a car. You can build a luxury vehicle for $35,000. Correct? But American obsessions. It's crazy. I wish I had bought most. I'm scared to go over there now because these damn prices are going up now. These tariffs are in effect right now, right? So even if they get them up, are they going to lower them back down to where they were last week? Your job is getting hit hard, TLC. What kind of job? What kind of industry are you in? He said, drill, baby, drill. The affordable housing. He ain't said a goddamn thing about no affordable housing. What was he gonna do about affordable housing? He's raising the price of goddamn wood by 100%. Because he done start a war with fucking Canada. Wood capital of the world. He had a simple job. No matter what he says and all this bullshit, complaining. Joe Biden did an excellent job as a president. He maintained this motherfucker and brought us out of this COVID mess. Oh, when the prices went up with Joe Biden, COVID was doing Joe Biden because Joe Biden had to take the reins and take over the situation with COVID. Of course, the prices were high, but why couldn't this fool go in there and insist or work with businesses to lower them back to where they were before they had this crisis on their hands? I don't think that'd be the hardest thing in the world to do. A lot easier than going and starting wars with the whole goddamn world. Hi, Miss Dovey. The OG black butterfly. How you doing? I hear they over there making diss tracks and things. Miss Heidi making diss tracks, child. Heidi, you gonna be the oldest female. You gonna be the oldest female rapper in history, girl. I don't know what else. What's Zini? Zini. Okay, my online glasses price increased from Z D Poo Z Lu and Zini. Are the prices of glasses as well? It seems to be hitting everything. And these boats. I live in San Francisco, so we obviously have docks here as well, primarily in Oakland. And you'll see that damn thing is half what it used to look like because ain't nothing coming in here. By coming in here just to give Donald Trump money. And it's a damn shame what he's doing to all these people's businesses. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people's businesses are being ruined, correct? Why should Donald Trump have the power to come and ruin other people's businesses? He's never made any success, any real success from any business. He has all these money grabs of his where you're selling this, you're selling water, you're selling steaks. All those are money grabs. Those businesses are never intended to last, correct? Tennis shoes. How many different kind of tennis shoes he's selling now? Why they even let a president do this? Saw his ass went in there and changed he can't be convicted of anything. Oh, I have total power. He wants power over. How did he even have time? Now he's even going into the television station and trying to control what we watch. Is it true that Rachel Maddow is going to be on one day a week now? What's going on with MSNBC? And why are Joe Scarborough and them throwing softballs to him, inviting him to dinner? He invites them to dinner, right? I guess if they pass the smell test, he won't make Elon buy the company. Just a mess. America needs to stand up. Now, they have been doing the job, lots of protests, but the protests has got to be so loud for people to start actually paying attention because he's incapable of paying attention to anything. A narcissistic sociopath, right? He only hears what goes on in his own head, controls everything around him, and then he surrounds himself with incompetent people who are not capable of thinking, so he won't have to be in competition with anybody else's thoughts. Pitiful. Gold is projected to be $4,700 per ounce. Ooh. Go get your wedding rings and things, girls. Impeached. There should be more talk about impeached. They're also afraid of him because he really will come after them, and nobody does anything about it. You see, you are extorting money from all of these legal firms and so forth. All these legal firms have been after your ass for years and years and years. Now you consider them your enemies. You come after them, and they do it right out in open. Isn't that illegal? Extortion, is that illegal? You know, he uses blackmail and everything else. They still ain't figured out why he needed all these damn top secret documents that he's storing in Mar-a-Lago. What did he need? Did he ever explain that? Oh no, he can't be charged with anything. Not with anything. He under the guise of the presidency. UPS already laying off drivers. Not enough packages to deliver. Oh my God. Everything is affected. Every goddamn thing is affected, honey. And then we're so hooked to these machines nowadays, girl. I mean, all these parts are coming from other countries for these machines, computers, cell phones, TVs. They got screens for everything, right? None of that shit is made here, correct? Now he's so stupid. He's going by some 1800s, how they did things in the 1800s. He didn't even realize, honey, America is not want to go back to factory work. Now, people say, well, factory work, it was good. Yeah, it was for the car companies, perhaps, because they made a decent living. But you really want Americans to be in here on sewing machines and making buttons and shit? our little the sprockets to go inside of watches and all this little stuff that they make in these countries, and they pay those people a lot less money. I can assume that they cost a lot less to live in these places. Whatever the reasons are, you want Americans to do that. That is what you consider success. For what, Donald Trump? What are you accomplishing? For who? Are those the black jobs you were talking about? Because I was under the impression you wanted us to pick oranges and strawberries. Then the goddamn farmers are complaining because they can't hire people who will work as hard as immigrants. Immigrants always work harder. Why do they work harder? Because they want to be here. They're trying to earn their way into America. And why can't they? The black players from the Eagles should have went on offers to meet Trump. I don't know anything about sports, Justin, but I'm glad some of them didn't go. Any kind of protest, any kind of way to make him understand exactly what he is. Then he can't be the president again. What is his whole point about being the president? We know he's obsessed with money, right? We know he's running 5 and 6, 7 different businesses as he became the president, child. He's in the Bitcoin business, child. He's in the tennis shoe business. He's selling all kind of junk, right? We already know that. So you have to wonder, well, why exactly does he want all this money for America? What's his obsession with we're getting ripped off by everybody? How can we be the richest if we're the one to get ripped off by everybody? You think we're doing it with his charity? Then the embarrassing thing is, out of all these poor ass countries where children actually die because they don't even have bread and beans and shit, right? America, the richest country in the world, wants to do nothing. I mean, everybody else can participate, except for America, who's got the most, doesn't want to contribute anything to world hunger. What the fuck was the point in that? Trucks, food rotting away instead of giving it to people who need it? Fucking moron. All that food and shit, it all had to be grown here on these farms and so forth. So they out of business too. Everybody's out of business because of some harebrained scheme of Donald Trump. He can have us making tennis shoes. I'm bringing back the black jobs. He thinks we should be under his boot. That's what he calls the black job. What y'all think? Let me see. Somebody need to ask him why he has child care going up. The price, like he promised he would. Okay, why he hasn't child care down, the price of child care down. He don't care about. Donald Trump is incapable of caring about. If he was born in a house that the daddy was already a billionaire when you know billionaires were very rare, he don't know nothing about the real world, child. Donald Trump cheated his way through school. He don't know nothing about real education. So why is he going and trying to control what goes on in all the schools in America? Why does he get his feet in all these different areas, trying to leave his mark on America? We don't want your fucking mark. Your mark has fucked up everything. People won't even want to travel here. Shit. Then they don't even check him for all the stupid stuff he says. He's gonna make he's gonna make Canada the 51st state. He's gonna call the whatever, the president over there, call him, he's the governor of a state of the United States. Why would you say something so harebrained and stupid? You think the people just gonna hand over their country? Greenland, they just here, Donald Trump, here's the keys. You're the boss. All this shit that Putin does. You came over here kissing Putin's asshole in front of everybody, and now you're trying to emulate him. My God, what a miserable life that man must live, that live in a brain like that. You're not even capable of taking in the right information, man. I'm sorry they're getting your TLC in 3. Baby, they're getting those who work and those who don't work. And all that money they're pulling out your paycheck for Social Security, you can't even count on that. I don't know what he thinks he's doing, but if he thinks he's going to take Medicare, which is where most retirement homes, that's where they get the money from Medicare, right? People in 80, 90 years old. What's he supposed to do? Push their wheelchairs out in the street? Or is the quality of that care going to go way down because Donald Trump just wants us to die? Get out the way. He's his brain. Why aren't they evaluating him and give us real results, independent results? Let's bring some doctors in from other countries. They got nothing to win or lose from evaluating and telling us the truth about Donald Trump's brain. They show some of the charges, the import charges when Bezos, he says he wasn't planning on it. When they were going to show, what's the company that actually does show the prices? I think it is Temu or Shein. Show the import cost. As Donald Trump act like it was an assault against America because he just wanted to tell us the truth. He's always in opposition to telling the truth. Nobody's supposed to know the truth. But those things, those charges coming in, the charges were higher than the actual item. So you had to double the price of the actual item and then some. And for what? What are you going to do with it? I need to take more money in so I can cut the taxes from the rich people. Like they're in such dire shape. They get what they deserve. Y'all put that fool in there. I know Elon Musk, he's getting what he deserves, and his whole life is being ruined. Now they're going to fire him from his own company. They're about to get rid of that ass. And Quincy, I don't say that I'm brilliant or I'm not a prophet or anything, but I said a few days ago, the only hope for that company, I saw several of them got them cars with the Tesla emblem taken off. It looks nice. It looks better, actually. They take that Tesla. I mean, people know it's still a Tesla, but at least they're not supporting that company, right? What was I saying? Anyway, they're about to get rid of it. I said before last week, the only way that company is going to survive is if they remove Elon Musk as the CEO and then cut all ties with him. Well, that's where it seems to be moving in that direction. If they're going to save that company, because his issues are not just in America. This is one of the lower ones. In fact, Germany, most of Europe, all these other countries, particularly China and all these places, he's having issues in all of these different countries. We're talking billions and billions and billions of dollars. If they're going to be faced with having to save that company, they need to get rid of his ass, right? And see if it's so funny then, Elon Musk, to come in our country and holding up chainsaws about how I'll get them. I'm turning up everything. We're breaking shit. We're breaking shit. Oh, Alavera, I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? Anyway, I don't know where that came from. Which is there. So billionaires can buy more yachts, more junk, planes and mansion, while we live in cardboard boxes. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. He said he wanted, we don't need to have no more income tax. Yeah, right. Is that what you promised those billionaires to put your ass in office? What kind of sense does that make? How can a person be in such a high office and say something so stupid as that? So nobody pays taxes anymore? You didn't change the whole goddamn system of the world, Donald Trump. Dictatorship. How's he going to drain the swamp? He is the swamp. Honey, Donald Trump has been trying to match his father's success all of his goddamn life. He keeps hitting brick walls, honey. Everything is a failure until he bumped his ass into the American government, playing on these people's prejudice and their hatred. That's what it all came down to. He came down the escalator. His first announcement was that all Latin people, our neighbors, they're all rapists, right? They're all rapists, they're all drug dealers, and they're all murderers. This is how he introduced himself, playing on people's prejudice and hatred. And it's so strange. I've been in California for over 40 years, something like 45 years, child. Every time I see the Latin people, they're going to work or coming from work. These Americans, a lot of times they get taken advantage of because they know people have to work, they have to eat, right? And they're desperate to be in this country. You come and piss and shit all over those ideas, the American dream. What happened to the Statue of Liberty? Bring me your hungry, you're downtrodden. You ain't bringing nobody shit. If they pay $5 million, they can come. Where did the $5 million go to, Donald Trump? What is America hurting for $5 million? Like you're accomplishing something. You bring all these damn oligarchs in here to take over America more. You gonna put them all in your cabinet too? $5 million. Well, aren't they immigrants? Aren't the women that you married, aren't those immigrants? Aren't your children just second generation immigrants? What is Elon Musk? Ain't that an immigrant? Oh, that's different. That's different. Trump is the definition of the swamp. That is the swamp. That money grubbing motherfucker. Even him to come on stage every day wherever they out my $700 haircut and looking a goddamn fool spraying all this orange shit all over your face, girl. That just tells you what kind of person you are, girl. You're self-absorbed, girl. You're a narcissistic sociopath. That's what you are. And he look in the mirror and see something beautiful. Girl, when they show close-ups of that skin, why can't you just be a normal person and shave your ass bald, which is what you are? Everything got to be in jets. You go in now, you turn in the goddamn White House, look like a Las Vegas showroom or something, girl. You go in there, everything you got is gold now. A person obsessed with money. But it's not yours, Donald Trump, so why bother, girl? History is going to reflect how much money this dude has made for him and his family since he's been in office. I'm amazed that the conversation has changed so much. He's supposed to, what you call, is the right word diverse? No, is divest. When he came in the first time, he was supposed to divest from all business interests while he was the president. Now that's going out the window too, girl. Now he can sell items. Did you see when he has the board meetings? He got Make America Great Again, baseball hats all around the goddamn table, and everybody go around the table kissing his ass. It's insane. That make no goddamn sense. They got two hats now. They got a blue one and they got a red one. Everybody make America great again. Make it all hype, all hype. What they got to do with business? Don't you have business to deal with here? If you got to waste all this goddamn time, waste 2 hours so everybody goes around and says, oh, Donald Trump, oh, it's wonderful what you're doing to make America great again. You can give a fuck about America great again, nigga. You can give a shit about it. You don't care about nobody in it. Who you care about? You still cutting funding for hospitals, medical coverage, schools, small businesses. How many of them are going out of business? When you came in office, Donald Trump, we were still recovering from COVID. So there was, at least in my town, there were so many empty businesses, so many empty stores. Our downtowns look like ghost towns. And it wasn't just here, it was all over the goddamn country. You have plenty of work to do. So what do? You come and make it worse, where more of them are going out of business than before you came in. I mean, in double, triple the number of businesses are closing. They can't stay in business. And now that they're going to have empty shelves, what are they going to sell? How are you going to keep a business open if you don't have anything to sell? And why is there anybody who can stop him? These Republicans, nothing but cowards and ass kissers. If you are a Republican senator, why don't you do something right for a goddamn change? You know this fool is insane, right? Why don't you get together like you did Nixon and throw his ass out? Oh, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to be up for re-election. How important is a job as a goddamn congressman, girl? Shit. You got a law degree. Go practice law. Do something right. No. They are so afraid of this goddamn Donald Trump. I just can't believe it. This is like one of those silly ass movies they have on Temu, honey, where they got these tyrants taking over every goddamn thing, right? Apparently, according to Mary Trump, he didn't even want to split the inheritance properly. He tried to get all the inheritance money for himself. They got to go to court to get their inheritance. And he goes and fucks it off 6 times. I'm so concerned with the people. Well, why don't you pay them? Is Elon, that lady, is Carol, has she gotten her millions of dollars yet? I bet you she hasn't. I bet she ain't got a red dime. He gonna tie her up in court for the next 20 years. You wake up and every goddamn channel, not only in America, all over the world, are telling you about these stupid, retarded ass ideas of his, and he still wants to stick to them. It is insane. It's crazy. Hi, pass me not, O gentle Savior. Pass me not, O gentle Savior. Savior, hear my humble cry. People wonder, well, why don't God step in? God's in control. Don't believe it, honey. God has given us dominion over this planet. He decided that I'm not going to be running these people. They're inherently evil, correct? So I'm giving you a world. So no, God does not step in and get rid of presidents. Much as it pains me to think of it, he's his president too. He's his God as well. Although Donald Trump doesn't acknowledge him unless he's in front of a camera, right? He ain't gonna do it, no God. What have I got to be sorry for? That's what he said. I don't. Why would I repent? I did nothing wrong. Really, Trump? Let's just go about all the shit you did wrong this week. Is there anything else going on YouTube, honey? That boy would drive you crazy. Watching that the day to day with this Donald Trump, and to think we got 4 more years of this. Oh my God. They need to make a statement that no one is above the law. They shouldn't be putting, first of all, a man with 34 felonies should never have been eligible to run for the president of the United States. If they had found a traffic ticket on Barack Obama, he would not be running for the president of the United States. Everybody else has got to be clean except for him. DEI is destroying everything. DEI, right? DEI, give them black job. Put their ass in the field. They need to be behind me. Our shoe shine boy. Give me a shoe shine boy. Give me a black job. That's how he feels about us, people, in case you're confused. And these damn, what they have somebody on here, black people who voted for Trump. Do they have to be more? Nigga, you got what you deserve. You are an embarrassment. I can't even listen to them talk. I don't want to hear, if you're black or you're brown and you want to sit up here and talk to this Republican Donald Trump bullshit, girl, I'm not even curious about what you have to say. Nothing. You shouldn't be allowed to speak. Motherfucker sit there and tells you that he's a fucking racist. You go to his rallies, they got goddamn skinhead flags and shit. He gets in office and releases all the criminals, violent criminals. Yeah, he may feel like all the Mexican people got to be run out of this country. They all got to be deported. Then when I find, we made a mistake. Okay, no, don't bring him back. Leave him over there, because he doesn't consider that person a person. He does not consider people, immigrants, brown people, black people. He does not consider you people. he sees Americans as white people, even though they're not white people. Honey, if you, American white people, that is a made up term, correct? You come from Italy, all over Europe. You can come from Australia. You come from all just like everybody else, girl. Only difference is that your color is the light hue, right? And that's who he thinks Americans are. And he tried to pit us against each other from the very beginning. When I think of these people, the way he's treating our Mexican neighbors, it makes me want to cry. I mean, we're living in an evil society. Evil. Nasty old man. They gave you the presidency once. You should have went and set your ass down. Been a one-term president. Oh, no. You're still talking about, I won 3 times. I won 3 times. He's crazy. That's an insane person. That's what people who have too much money. Too much money from the beginning. People just hand you over. His father gave him $500 million. Right? He never touched ground. And he does not give a fuck about you, no matter what he says. He never indicates that he gives a fuck about anybody, right? And he only the white people are the ones he uses to climb to the top, just to step on their heads, to climb to the top, playing on their bigotry and prejudice. That's it. He hasn't done anything for anybody. Anyway, I wasn't even planning on getting hot. Okay. Let me see what else y'all say. His face is orange, but his ears and hands are the brightest white. Ooh, that's an ugly man. When they show him without all that shit on, child, that's an ugly old man. And I guess he just puts all this shit on, and he's more of a caricature of a person, right? They're gonna make cartoons about Donald Trump for the next 100 years, right? Because he's such a character. You're gonna have that bald head, but that nasty old comb over, and you can see the grease where they had to place each goddamn part of it. I don't know if they use super glue or goddamn Elmer's glue or some kind of shit, and he got to place it all together, right? Then a good gusty wind come on. Whoosh. Oh my God! Oh my God! Put it down! Put it down! Like somebody want to look at him. He thinks he's fine. He's mentally ill. Whenever I see billionaires and so forth in the street, I ain't never seen them act like that, child. Lie about how you gonna sit there and lie about how much you weigh 190 pounds, huh, Donald Trump? That's funny. Your body appears to be a person who's approaching 300 pounds. Don't believe your eyes. No, it's fake news. Fake news. He's the one that came up with the words fake news, right? And yet he's the one that reports all fake news. He just makes it up as he goes. But yet all the major news programs, that's all fake news, right? And they ask him one question he don't like, then all of a sudden he's talking about how their companies are failing New York Times, they're failing CNN. They ought to be out of business. Everybody is against him. This is what happens to a corrupt billionaire's mind. Now, I don't know if he's an actual billionaire. I suspect that he has become a billionaire now since he got in office this time. He's been planning this since those 4 years he was out of office, correct? How to make money. So he probably is an actual billionaire at this point. But is he going to pay the billions that he was already owing people? All the ripoffs, all the court cases? Does anybody ever get paid? I would like to see that. I would like to see. We all know that Donald Trump been in court, and it's always guilty. He's guilty of every goddamn thing. Has he ever paid any of these civil people, these cases he's lost? What happened to him? Or people still got to go to court? I went on appeal. Then he done blackmailed the goddamn lawyers, so they all working for free. If he's doing that to the other lawyers, you imagine what the ones who are working for him, what's he got on them? Even before he got in office, child, there was not one bank in America that would lend him money. That says a lot about a businessman who's supposed to be a builder, and not one company in America will lend you money. Why? Because they're not going to be paid. That should have been disqualifying. The character. God only knows what he's into Putin for. He had to get the money outside of here, right? Deutsche Bank or some goddamn body. Whatever. Let me calm my ass down, child. And we stuck with it for 4 years. They could get rid of him, though. If the Republicans, if they cooperate, they could say, okay, we have to do something. We have to do, what's the thing called? What 25? Not the Project 25. Amendment 25, when the person is incapable of performing their duties, they can be removed from office. But then you got J.D. Vance. Oh, it's too much for me to think about. If they remove Trump, who's going to be the president? Vance? They had fucked up this whole goddamn country. They've just fucked it up. We just got to hold our nuts or other parts until it's over. How much damage is he going to do? And he's the kind of publicity freak that he's got to constantly keep some controversy going. So whenever we get out of this mess, he goes and immediately starts the next day another mess, another scandal. We need to prepare for the worst. I need to turn my TV off. That's what the issue is, honey. If there's any goddamn thing I can do about it. I wish my legs were better. I'd be out there protesting, but I can't do it. Thank y'all, soldiers, for getting out there and protest. Do to Trump what you did to Musk. Because Musk is feeling the pain, baby. And he deserves it. Go to your own country, Musk, Elon Musk. If you want to be the powerful and the king and all this, you want to run countries, why don't you go run South Africa? How you gonna just bring your ass over here? And Trump gonna let it happen? After all this rhetoric, he talks about immigrants. You let an immigrant come over and take over half the goddamn country. So I don't know when them prices going up over there, Temu. I should have enjoyed that more, though. When those prices were so cheap, I just assumed that they were low quality or trash or whatever. But it looks like they ain't no more trash than nobody else, right? The prices were fantastic. And now it's too late. It's too late to buy. Oh, what were we even thinking of? We've been such a fool. Yeah, that's right. It'd be a little bit lighter head. I went down there and see the phone working again. I ain't gonna do nothing with it. I just want to see. I went down there again. It's my third time down there to the Metro. I think it's time for me to get a regular phone, regular service somewhere. The discount, but you can't tell because when you're listening to it and the motherfucker starts making circles again. I went down there again. That place is so fucking. Metro has gone down to where a lot of people used to use it before. Now you go in there, you got people on with old raggedy bicycles. They done rode into the place, and I know it's just the neighborhood of the one I went to, but that's where I bought it at. But that's just, I guess after T-Mobile bought them, they just started. Metro started declining, so they figure, well, just go to the other company. Whatever. Thank y'all for coming in on today. We voted for Trump, not Elon Musk, to be president. I think they're about equal. All right, people. Y'all have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you later.